These videos are brought to you by MSCCasino.com and the Macau Sporting Club. MSCCasino.com, check it out. Also, be sure to check out PF Painters and their website, pfpainters.com.
You are watching Sports Matters TV.
Okay, Sports Matters TV, and we are in Cork, and the man right in front of me is set for a mega domestic fight. He's well equipped, but first of all, how's things with you, my man?
All good, Jerry. Bye. Thanks for coming down again and get me on.
No problem, it's a pleasure. Listen, you've been busy as always. It's been a crazy couple of months for you, but listen, you're always training, you're always grafting. I seen on Instagram there recently, obviously yourself, Gary Spike O'Sullivan, Tommy Hyde, serious collaboration there with the Cork lads. But listen, huge domestic fight October 10th. It's the fight you wanted against a fellow Munster man, a Kerry man who's just fresh off of a victory in Dublin. But listen, it's going to be unreal. Dublin, National Stadium, Dublin. It's a stadium that people want to fight in, and look, you have a really good domestic fight there. Yeah,
definitely. It's a fight I've been looking for, a fight I've been calling for. I thought the fight was going to get made last year after I fought in Galway, but whatever happened, it didn't come true. But the fight's here now, and it's going to be bigger than it would have been back then, so I'm happy with that. And exactly, it's in the National Stadium, 10th of October. Going to be on a massive card. 𝗕𝗢𝗥𝗞 Promotions bringing domestic boxing back to Ireland, doing great work. And yeah, this is going to be my coming out party.
Definitely. Now, speaking of your opponent last week, and obviously he fought in Belfast. What was your thoughts on the performance?
Yeah, he fought there Friday just gone, fought a former opponent of mine, Grant Dennis. Yeah, I thought he looked okay. I made it look easier when I fought Grant myself, but that's neither here nor there. We're going to fight October 10th, and we're going to see who the best man is. Definitely.
Now look, a lot of people are talking about this fight. When we talk domestic fights, Cahill, you know what I mean, there's always big fights around the country, but this is a good fight, you know what I mean. It's a great weight class in general, obviously, you know, super middleweight. You know, Cork and Kerry, they're very close to each other, but there'll be a lot of eyes in this fight, and yet again, I suppose, you know, whoever comes through will have a major fight next, because look, it's such a big domestic fight.
Yeah, definitely. This fight, first of all, I'm not looking past Kevin. This is my biggest fight to date, my biggest test to date. Stepping up 10 rounds, it's going to be for an Irish title. Just waiting to announce that, but a little exclusive there for you. But yeah, I'm not looking past Kevin at all. So I'm going to get through Kevin, and then we're going to move on, and we're going to see who's next, who's around. As you said, it's a great weight class. Plenty of Irish talent in the super middleweight division at the moment, active. So we'll see who we can get out next.
Definitely. Look, you won't overlook. Style-wise, it's an interesting one. Obviously, look, you've come through all your pro fights, you know what I mean? Quite good, you know what I mean? You've made it look quite easy. You've made a step up massively. Style-wise, it's a good match. And I think when it comes to cards in general, Cahill, this one will probably be the ticket seller. Look, there's a great card there, but when you have Cork and Kerry, you know, coming together, there's going to be a lot of ticket sales, and like people will have to get their tickets fast, because look, the National Stadium, even though it is a big stadium in the country, tickets will sell fast for this.
Definitely. My tickets are almost gone. There's only a couple of left, so there'll be a big crowd coming up from Cork, and I'm sure Kevin will be the same. This is definitely going to be a sellout show, as there's 5 50-50 domestic fights on the card, so everyone in Dublin, all over Ireland, is going to be travelling for this card. It's going to be a great card, great night of fights. And yeah, Cork versus Kerry, Munster brawl in the capital, do you know what I mean? And there's only one county coming out on top, and that's Cork.
It's going to be a good one. And like, when you speak of that card, you know, it's great to see so much happening in this country, but yet again, I spoke to you, I remember our last interview, there was a time when we had really no one from Cork, only Spike flying that flag. Now we've got so many Cork boxers. Now every week I'm writing something different about a Cork athlete, you know, someone in Cork in general. Cork is really taking the country by storm. And it's probably why we are the real capital, because we are producing talent And it's down to yourself, you know what I mean, down to Spike, you know, Stephen Kearns, Tommy Hyde. We've got so many great fighters in Cork right now. It's great to see it.
Definitely, even at an amateur level, underage level, we're winning the most Irish titles that we've ever won. So Cork boxing is flying at the moment. As you mentioned, some of the names there. There's lots of active professionals at the moment. As you said, Spike flew the flag for a long time on his own, but now we're thriving. There's probably 8 or 9 professional boxers actively fighting in Cork. And yeah, maybe we should get a big showdown here soon, hopefully.
We should. Look, obviously, we have to mention, obviously, look, there's many Cork fighters, but obviously Callum Walsh, he's fighting next week, I suppose, on the biggest platform of them all. I suppose co-main event to Canelo. Now, Canelo is a guy that you, I'm sure, will perhaps cross paths with in due course. But look, thoughts on Callum Walsh? He's got a great platform, and obviously, look, it must be an incredible feat for him to fight in a card like that.
Yeah, definitely the biggest card of the year, biggest opportunity, definitely of Callum's life, and anyone that's fighting on the card, it's going to be a massive platform, lots of eyeballs on it, so it's going to be a great place for him to show his talents and get more viewers and more followers, and then hopefully he might be able to bring the Cork card in next year or the end of this year if possible. But I think he's going to win. I think that he's going to beat Vargas in style. He's going to strut his stuff, and yeah, it's going to be great for Cork boxing. Definitely.
Now, Canelo's a guy, look, I suppose he's the poster boy of the super middleweight division. Obviously, look, Bud Terence Crawford is no joke, though. This guy is slick and smooth. What's your thoughts on Canelo these last couple of years? Look, I have to mention it because it's a fight we could get in a couple of years. Canelo's going to be around for a bit more, and there's no doubt about it. But thoughts on him the last couple of years, and thoughts on that actual fight itself?
Yeah, I think in his last fight against Skull did just kind of run around, but he isn't the fighter he used to be. He's after slowing down a small bit with age, even though he's still young. I think he's only 34. But yeah, he hasn't been himself. But I suppose the winner of this fight is going to be the face of boxing. So it's a 50-50 fight. I can't pick a winner myself because we haven't seen Bud Crawford at super middleweight, so we can't tell how the weight's going to affect him, how the power is going to affect him of getting hit by a super middleweight, how his power will translate hitting Canelo. Like, Canelo fought Triple G 3 times and he ate some shots in those fights and never been down in his career. So yeah, it's a 50-50 fight. I think it could be a fight of the year.
Definitely. Now, yet again, you know, your game these last couple of months has been incredible. You always step it up a notch, but you've been working, as always, quite hard. Obviously, you're staying ready. You know, you're always active in a sense in the gym. How's the training been going the last couple of weeks for you? Obviously, you know, adding new things to your game.
Yeah, training out the last couple of weeks. My last fight was in April. I've done a bit of traveling since then. I was over in America, but I was training while I was away. So I was over in America, got some quality sparring in the wild card, sparring Olympic silver medalists and world gold medalists as amateurs. So yeah, I was over there getting new tricks of the trade, you know, learning my craft even more than I already have. And over these last 5-6 weeks, I've been dialed in up in Dublin with Pascal, my manager, my trainer, locked in, getting set for Kevin Cronin, and working on the game plan. And trust me, it's going to work October 10th.
And listen, Pascal's some man, you know, I've been lucky enough to meet him so many times over the last, 12, 13, 14 years. But he's obviously got his game plan as well. He knows what he has to do. You know what you have to do. But Pascal has the knowledge of them all. You know, he's like a book of tricks. And like, he's a good man to have behind you. We've seen what he done with Spike and other fighters across the country. But listen, great man to have behind you.
Definitely. He's like a boxing encyclopedia. He's been around the block, as they'd say. He's learned his trade over in America under the likes of the Petronellis, and learning along with Freddie Roach under Freddie Roach. Do you know what I mean? There's not a man in Ireland that has more boxing knowledge, I'd say, than Pascal Collins.
Definitely. And look, you were out in America, obviously, we mentioned that. You look like you were enjoying life out there. Look, it's a different life out that way. Obviously, look, we love home soil. It's always nice to be in Cork. But listen, it's nice to get away for a couple of weeks. And look, I'm sure that will benefit you moving forward. Obviously, exploring that bit more, training with different people, and obviously a bit of sparring too.
Yeah, definitely. I like getting away. I like travelling. and train at the same time. But there's no place like home, and I'm right where I want to be here in Cork. And trust me, the work is getting put in. The miles have been ran, and they're going to still be getting ran because the fight is 5 weeks away. So this is it. Make or break.
Definitely. And like support, you know, we see the support. There's so many people behind you, Cathal, especially in Cork. Look, you know, you want to give a shout out to all the people giving you that support right now. The local support means everything to you, but listen, it's great to see the local support back in our Cork boxers. And they do that. You know, we've seen them behind you since day one. Like, what does that mean to you to have so many people behind you in Cork? And look, they get behind you. You see online, there's a lot of support. You know, we're checking the dates of when teams are announced. But look, there's going to be some Cork crew going up to Dublin for October 10th.
Yeah, definitely. It's one of the reasons I love pro boxing. Getting the people behind me who've been supporting me since day one, giving them nights that they'll remember for the rest of their life and that I'll remember for the rest of my life. Giving them memories. And just loving the sport and loving the support. As I said, people have been supporting me since day one, since I made my professional debut. A lot of the people have still been there since then. We have a lot of newcomers as well, and they're more than welcome to keep coming, keep joining. The Crowley bandwagon is only getting started, so hop on.
Definitely. And look, what's your prediction fight night? Look, I know you won't give away too much. Some people like to give a bold prediction, but look, obviously, the new dawn, October 10th, National Stadium, Dublin. It's, I suppose, one of the biggest cards this country will see in Ireland, you know, full of so much talent. How do you see the fight go?
I see myself in the blue corner. I see Kevin in the red corner. I see us meeting toe-to-toe in the middle and find out the rest. Tune in October 10th.
I love it. Listen, my man, it's an honour as always. We'll have all the updates and everything ahead of fight night, but we're looking forward to it. And it's going to be a big card. And you have a few tickets left, don't you? A small few, or are they almost gone?
Small few. I think I have 10 ringside tickets left. So anyone wants them, hop on. There's a bus going from the Harp. There's a couple of seats left on that as well. So anyone who wants to come up and support, give me a shout.
Legend. Listen, Cathal, we're looking forward to it, my man. And we'll catch you soon. Thanks, Chan.
Thanks.